Hey, what's up, guys? Joker here, looking as suave and sexy as ever with the fresh fade. What's good? Today we're going to be talking about some PC gaming news, primarily Guardians of the Galaxy, which actually, despite I really have enjoyed the game and it seems very well optimized, it has had issues on some older NVIDIA Maxwell GPUs, as well as on the latest AMD drivers that is making the game virtually unplayable for a large group of gamers. And also, Returnal has finally got a sort of save state for the game, so let's get fired right into the news. But first, today's video is brought to you by Prime Tech Mart, where you can grab software products like Windows 10 Pro licenses for extremely cheap. They've also got Office products and Visio, as well as many more. You can save a lot of money on these keys with something like Windows 10 Pro. You can grab for just $21.43. It's a lifetime activation, so you don't ever need to renew it. You don't need to create an account with them in order to be able to buy it, and you get your key in just a matter of seconds. And if you hit up the links down in the description below and you want to save yourself an additional 20% off of any software over there, just go ahead and use my code JP20 at checkout, apply that, and it'll drop down 20%. So here on Windows 10 Pro for $21, we drop that down to $17 and you're fully activated for life. For more information, check out those links down in the description below along with the coupon code. First up, we will be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, this game came out yesterday. I did a video for it on Monday, 2 days ago, as I got early access from NVIDIA. Thanks to them for that. And I didn't have any issues with the game on modern hardware, and so far, most gamers seem to actually be enjoying it. It's got a very positive rating currently, 91% over on Steam, with 450 user reviews, which, if you know the Steam user reviews, that is really no easy feat. So it seems like most people are enjoying Guardians of the Galaxy, the story, the graphics, the game, the performance, the gameplay, and what the hell was that? Something fell behind me. Never mind. But yeah, definitely a huge improvement over last year's Marvel's Avengers, which got a real stomping in the user reviews. A lot of people did not like what they did with that game, the microtransactions, all that stuff. But Guardians of the Galaxy is a completely different type of game, single player story driven with engaging characters, good voice acting, beautiful visuals, and fairly good performance on the PC. Despite being a demanding title, it utilizes all your hardware, and it runs very well in my personal experience. But that doesn't mean it isn't having issues on some older hardware, specifically Maxwell GPUs like the GTX 980 Ti, which is still a very powerful card in its own right, and even on the minimum system requirements for Guardians of the Galaxy, they list a GTX 1060, which comparably to the 980 Ti is a less powerful card. So the 980 Ti should, in theory, be able to run significantly better, but as reported over on DSOG, they're actually having performance issues on the 980 Ti, even running down at 1080p on low settings, and getting only 20 frames per second on a 980 Ti, and even trying at 720p with a 50% resolution scale. The GPU was being fully utilized at 98% and not getting good performance at all, as you can see in this screenshot that they posted over on DSOG, with the 980 Ti getting 21 frames per second in the menus, which the menus themselves are rendered in real time, so it's not necessarily indicative of all gameplay, but I trust DSOG to report this accurately, and this is what they were getting in the menus. I guess on 1080p low settings, it does definitely appear to be reduced settings, and the screenshot looks like it's 1080p here, and they're getting 21 FPS, which is just inexcusable for a GTX 980 Ti. So it definitely seems like there does need to be some optimization done there specifically for Maxwell, whether it be on the developer front or from NVIDIA with a driver revision, which there actually is a new driver out. I'm not too sure if they do mention that they tested on the new driver as well as the previous driver, and it was on both of them. Because just yesterday we got a new driver, 496.49, which is meant to be optimized and a game-ready driver for Guardians of the Galaxy, as well as Battlefield 2042, Age of Empires 4, Call of Duty Vanguard, Chivalry 2, Forza Horizon 5, the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, Jurassic World Evolution, and Riders Republic. So a whole bunch of games here being bundled into the 49649 WHQL driver, which is game ready, as I mentioned, for Guardians of the Galaxy, but people are still seeing these issues back on Maxwell GPUs. And as DSOG notes, they said that they are not the only ones suffering from these issues, as a quick look at the Steam forum shows other Maxwell owners experiencing the exact same issue. Now, NVIDIA is not the only one that is seemingly having some issues on older-end hardware. Actually, all AMD cards are being affected on the latest driver. AMD driver version 21.10.3 has introduced major lighting and shadow issues. The game is literally unplayable due to these graphical glitches. These issues affect all of AMD's GPUs, but thankfully by rolling back to the previous drivers, the game works perfectly on AMD's hardware. Therefore, and if you've purchased it, DSOG recommends rolling back to AMD Radeon Adrenalin 21.10.2 driver, and if that's the case, then I would definitely suggest doing that as well, as that just seems to be isolated to the one latest driver there from AMD. So hopefully they'll get out some sort of a hot fix and sort of address whatever issues on the latest game-ready driver for Guardians of the Galaxy. But if you're running AMD hardware and you have updated and you've seen issues, roll back your driver until that hot fix is available to you, and hopefully the game should be fine. And also hopefully NVIDIA does something about the 980 Ti or Square Enix Eidos Montreal, whatever's causing these performance anomalies with the Maxwell cards. Hopefully they get that sorted out in the very near future. But so far, like I said, I tested on the 3080 Ti, and it ran great on that. The options were all very scalable. They seem to have a significant impact depending on which options you adjusted. But ray tracing was a big hit. DLSS gives almost double the performance, even on the quality setting at 4K. So you could definitely dial this game in and get it to run well on a wide variety of hardware. It just seems like we have a couple of outliers here that will probably be fixed in the coming days. Like I said, hopefully in the coming days, hopefully before the weekend gets here, they'll roll out some kind of a hotfix that will address the 980 Ti and Maxwell GPU issues, and maybe AMD will roll out a hotfix driver that's, as I said, the latest one is affecting all AMD cards. So hopefully they get that sorted out in the very near future, and even more so hopefully before the weekend. Next up, just a quick mention. I know there's not too many PS5 owners out there that can actually play Returnal, but I played this game earlier this year and absolutely loved it. It's a very difficult game. It's kind of Souls-like in a way where it's, you kind of die, you get reset all the way back to the start, and there's really not much in the way of saves and checkpoints and things. But thankfully, in the new 2.0 update, they added in a photo mode as well as a suspend your cycle mode, so you can actually sort of suspend it. As you can see right here in the trailer, they just show suspend cycle, and then it says your current cycle has been saved and is now suspended. Returnal can now safely be closed from the screen. So it's not like a true checkpoint system or a save game or anything like that where you could come back to it like really at any time. It sounds like it just kind of pauses your progress in that cycle and you could come back to it. But if you die, you're still going to end up going all the way back to the beginning, I would think. It sounds like it would then, delete that save of the cycle being suspended. So this is more or less just putting a cycle on hold than actually creating a checkpoint system where that if you died after that, you would go back to that same exact point, unless you use some of the items in the game, which do allow you to do something like that. But it's like it's limited resources, and you kind of have to pick and choose when you can use these items. But this seems like something you could just use at any time from the game menu, and it just more or less pauses the game and allows you to turn off your system if you need to. And I would hope that if there's any title updates or anything like that, it wouldn't reset it, which would happen on Returnal previously. Like if you had put your system into rest mode, which was really the only way to really suspend a cycle when you were in the middle of playing it, if you had like an update or something like that, then you'd pretty much be screwed when you came back to your PS5, which was very unfortunate. And last up, but certainly not least, something that's kind of cool, but also kind of questionable when we're in the middle of a pandemic. I kind of saw this story where it looks like NVIDIA GeForce Now is repurposing phone boxes, or at least one phone box in particular in Manchester in the UK, which are widely unused, as most people have cell phones right now and don't really have much need to use these things. So they've repurposed it into a mini arcade. They're calling it the world's smallest arcade, which is like, it's kind of cool in concept and all of that, but during a pandemic, I don't really think having a bunch of sweaty gamers line up to get crammed into essentially a gaming petri dish is really the best idea, unless you're going to have someone standing by like this goon right here to wipe it down with Purell and disinfect the entire the entire phone box after it's done being used, or maybe this will just be a one-off thing. I don't know. They also mentioned that it has a refrigerator in there so you can keep your drink cold. Like, how long are people going to be spending in these phone boxes gaming? I would see this thing and I'd be like, oh, it's kind of cool, but you know what? It's still going to have a ton of lag and latency, which GeForce now will have because it's cloud gaming, and cloud gaming is dog shit. Sorry to be the negative Nelly on that one, but this is a stupid idea, and it's made even stupider by the fact that it's being done in the middle of a pandemic and a bunch of people being lined up, maskless, to cram into a gaming petri dish. Not really sound. Not really sound, if you ask me. I personally wouldn't go for that one. Vaccinated and all, I still wouldn't get inside of that fucking virus accelerator. The NVIDIA Advanced Virus Accelerator. There you go. That's a new name for you guys over at GeForce. You go and slap that on the side of every fucking phone box. Get your COVID, boys. Line up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Hope you guys enjoy your day, and I will catch you tomorrow for another video. Ta-ra.